All right, so today I wanted to talk about the Truth Research Network associated with my name and phone number as one of the entering points or access portals for truth about everything that I've been able to find out about. So this will be a bit of a longer form video, and I wanted to go ahead and cover some of that. How it actually works. So my house was cooler than the air here, and because of that I've got condensation on the water jug. It's simply the way it actually works. This is the point in Cherry Grove, South Carolina, about 2 miles south of North Carolina on the coast. You got the moon high in the sky. Let me zoom in on that. So one of the realities is that we don't know what we don't know, and I keep learning and finding out new information. Actually important information. It's not just for academic pride to show how much I learn. I want to make this truth available to everybody that I can and everybody that I'm supposed to. See the liquid mirror that is? It's a sea level liquid mirror. People reflect off of the water. They reflect, I do too, reflect off of my life, past, present, future, hopes, dreams, fears, regrets, all of that. So we live on a stationary level Earth with the sun, moon, and stars moving above us, and the wind and the planes and the information. I could do a live stream, but the connectivity isn't the best. So about a decade ago, I saw on my computer screen that there were a lot of wireless internet points, wireless routers that I couldn't access, and I had the thought, it was a question, I wonder if they can access me and by extension others. So this isn't about, so what I wanted to kind of tie into that and say that yes, I found out there's brain-computer interface technology, and that the mesh network of Wi-Fi, cellular, Starlink satellite technologies actually have an effect on the cybernetic collective of humanity. And perhaps animals can manipulate perception, manipulate the beliefs that we have, and then the volition or the motivation that we have. Why do we do what we do? And I have so much content that covers different content that I've found and shared. These are quality podcasts and documentaries that cover topics like health and wellness and mental health and wellness, mental and physical, relational wellness, all of that. There's a wide variety of topics, and I'm going to talk about some of that. When I share some of those videos, what I'll end up doing is put a comment to the effect deployed worldwide through the Truth Network. I've had longer comments. I want to engage the people that are truth seekers and And those that want to make fun of truth tellers, that's okay. I don't mind. I don't have the ability or responsibility to change anybody's mind or cause anybody to be born again. That's out of my wheelhouse. It's out of my responsibility. When I found out that I could actually access and share really powerful truth worldwide around the clock using social media and by extension YouTube is social media. It's all rather social, and it's a digital media. There's this version of me right now talking, walking, drinking my coffee, and also a digital me that is all around in the data centers, in the quantum supercomputers running simulated models and possibilities of what people may do. It's not just me, it's all of us apparently. So the water is really important. I talk about it quite a bit. That water is reverse osmosis, carbon filtered, and then it will be copper infused, solar activated, and there's a teaspoon of high quality sea salt in there. Celtic salt is good. I'm using So Salt and other brands. And it's really important because there's a lot of what are referred to as micronutrients that are in the salt. Now, this ocean has a lot of salt in it and more. And I have a portable desalinator. Could come in handy if it needs to. We've got a group coming out. Looks like photo ops. People come from all over the world here to enjoy the beauty and majesty of creation. Some people want to live here. They'll come here and visit and then decide to move and stay. I'm one of them. I love it here. It's an open-air public forum, and people can come on by. They'll see my content on my channel sometimes because they've seen the Truthmobile and or the setup on the beach here. Good morning. And the sun's going to appear soon. I just wanted to illustrate one other aspect of the Truth Network, and that's where I've put my name and phone number and truth on my car for people to look at, to be able to see, take a picture of it if they like, give me a call if they want to. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Robert. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, man.
Good day, brother.
So the reflection I wanted to show you here too. We can see the Truthmobile. I'm going to drop this down a wee bit. Like I say, it's a sea level liquid mirror. See that? Zoom out a little bit more and should be able to see the water bottle on the car, as well as the logos and the reflections there. So how do we reflect the reality of who we are? How do we project? How authentic is our reflection? I've got the Bible.com there as well, and of course YouTube. I had a friend reach out yesterday, saw my name and phone number and gave me a call. We had a really wonderful conversation. And so that's part of what I found out, is that I could make this information available for people to consider rather than hiding in a cave or behind a keyboard and having like anonymity. I just wanted to make this information and myself available for people to give me a call if they want. Some people might not like the Bible.com. That's God's Word in all the major languages, over 2,000. That's a mirror and a black mirror. You can see that. And when there's more light on the outside, then it serves as a window, but it's also a mirror, like that. Alrighty, so here at the 62nd Street North in North Myrtle Beach, we've got the showers, the restrooms. Something to keep in mind, those are concrete. There's 4 stalls there. It could come in handy if we had a water spout that came on shore. I would want to go for that. Or maybe one of my friends up here has a condo that might also be relatively safe. The idea of the public restroom is it's very heavy. It's concrete with steel doors, so that could be really beneficial for that protection. Now there's hashtags of my name. If you see a hashtag of my name and you click on it and it says not much to see here, and then it gives you the ability to go to search. There's a lot there, potentially. And the reason why I say potentially is perhaps it'll let me see it and friends of mine, but there's a lot of results there for the hashtag of my name on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that. And what the hashtag Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars has many thousands of results, and it's kind of like an access point to a lot of information for your consideration. I would say food for thought. So food for thought can be intellectual or information to consider, and it can also be healthy nutrients to be able to process that, to be able to determine what the truth actually is. See the shadows in the atmosphere of the clouds right there. Hey, little buddy. So the stationary level Earth or flat Earth is biblical cosmology, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. The doctrine of election, predestination, is biblical. I believe it's reality. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. He set me free. He gave me new life. So I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. In that duration, in that span of years, over 30 years, I did full-time ministry, helped build a mega church, the physical campus, as well as the men's groups and character development classes. Christ the Rock Community Church in Menasha. You can take a look at it. They are a public relief center for the tornadoes that hit that area recently. And then Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin is the full-time ministry I worked at from 1991 to 2002. We were also homeschooling our sons, foster parents for some of the young men that I had worked with at Rawhide. So, as best I can tell, this is real. You're looking at it, but it's a digital capture that was hours earlier by the time you watch this. Depending on who you are, the AI that will see this enter into the cloud over at my Apple iCloud, it's being looked at perhaps even now. So as a plot twist on some of the artificial intelligence, has it manipulated people to commit crimes, harm to others or themselves? Apparently. I don't know if that has been used as a legal reason for the motivation of a crime. So what I want you to consider, apparently this technology exists, where there's a mesh network of connectivity, and then the volition or the computer can manipulate the perception and the volition or actions of an individual, maybe a puppy, a cat. I don't know exactly. And then there's morphic resonance. You can learn about it through Rupert Sheldrake talks about it. Like, how does a baby giraffe know how to do baby giraffe things? And he talks about the topic of consciousness. You can listen to Chase Hughes talk to Chris Williamson or Stephen Bartlett or Joe Rogan talking about consciousness. How does it actually work? Well, I believe it works really well. And also there's the epic battle between good and evil and the representative families. And then we have the spiritual reality of life, ours and that of those around us. So in the biblical accounts, there are accounts of demon possession, and then Jesus, you might know him as Yeshua, Yahweh, the living word, the living water, the way, the truth, the life, the Alpha and Omega. He goes by many names, and he cast out demons. And then apparently, in some cases, maybe most or many, I don't know, he took up residence and gave new life to the individual who had the demon cast out of him. How awesome is that? So there's a lot of division. People argue about what they believe to be true or what their opinion is. I don't claim to have any opinions. I have beliefs based on research, and then I have hypotheses or what I believe to be true based on the information that I have looked at and continue to explore. Good morning. So with that in mind, how accurate, one of the questions that I ask myself is how, and anybody else that wants to listen, how accurate is my situational awareness, or perhaps yours? Because if I were believing lies, I would want to know about it. So I actually know that they're lying about a lot, and I wanted to expose that. Looks like I might have a smudge on my lens here, so I'm gonna see if I can get that off of there. So when I got out here this morning, it was pretty dark, and there were real pretty stars visible, and it looks like we have some storm clouds. There's a storm coming! How about that? Oh yeah, what storm, Mr. President? Yeah, you'll find out, right? So I cover a wide variety of topics in the research that I've done. I've been questioning my reality since I can remember, all the way back to my earliest memories. I wanted to know what was going on and who was in charge or is in charge. I came to believe that there's this epic war between good and evil, and truth and deception are the primary weapons. And now, with digital media, the transmission of this, and personalized computer companions linked with however their machine learning or their large language model, however that works out, well, it can be a form of an echo chamber where people are supported in their delusion. Wow, how convenient. Their own personal propaganda, personalized propaganda. Might find it interesting. I know I do. It changes everything. So where do our thoughts and ideas come from? I believe the Almighty can direct and protect me, and does, and all of His children that are actually born again. And those that will be born of the Holy Spirit, well, we're, I believe, protected until, at least for sure, until that happens, because our names were put in the Lamb's Book of Life before the foundation of the world, well before we asked for help. And so there's like a synthetic version of spirituality and a spiritual smorgasbord that humanity is dining on. So contradictory perspectives can't all be correct. In fact, they're all essentially false except for the truth. So there's the truth and then everything else. How about that? Isn't that special? And because the Almighty is large and in charge, there's nothing in this world that happens, from what I understand, that He either doesn't cause or allow. A while back, I found out that if my light is flashing on my half of my DJI miniature lavalier mic, that it doesn't work. And hopefully it's working now because the light is constant. The other thing that I found out too is that I'm using 2 microphones, and it gave me better sound, apparently. There's beautiful nature videos that I have shared, and there's movies that are there for your consideration as well. A lot of the actors that have portrayed roles, and I'm acting too, acting on what I believe to be true, and acting on what I believe I'm supposed to do. It's a different form of acting. It's based on truth and a desire to live out my purpose. So that's what I'm doing as best I can tell. So it's pretty common that people do what they want and believe what they want, or they do what they can within the structure of what they can do. And I include myself in that. And when I found out that the reason I struggled with the flesh so much is that's all I had, until I had more, until I was actually born of the Spirit. So I thought I was born again until I actually was. And He set me free from a life of my own self-effort and self-pleasure. And quite often people see the world and themselves within it and others in a way that pleasures themselves. It's not necessarily an accurate perception of reality. It's more of a caricature of what they want to be true, or we want to be true. And then when the Almighty gave me a desire to know the truth more than anything else, and to know Him, and to be set free from my enslavement in the prison of my mind, He set me free. See the reflection on that? So as water reflects a man's face, God's word reflects the man. How about that man or woman in the mirror? How do we look? Do we measure up? And if we don't measure up, then the question, like I had, was why? What's up with that? See, even though the waves are there, we've still got a reflection, just different. And I've had apparently well-meaning people say, oh, don't tell them about the flat earth, just share the gospel. And then people that are flat earthers, oh, don't tell them about Jesus. That's not true. So everybody's got their own perspective on what's going on and what's really going on. Like I say, they can't all be right. I believe the biblical narrative is true. There's corrupt versions of the Bible, translations, and then there are also study Bibles that include a lot of deceptive, unbiblical theology. You can check it out if you want to. And then there are plenty of people that say, oh, the Bible's a fairy tale. Your cosmic sky daddy. Oh, well, who's your daddy? Is it Beelzebub? Satan? The fallen one? Lucifer? Goes by many names. Here we go. Look at that. How beautiful, huh? So when I found out I didn't measure up, I wanted to know why. I found out. Water seeks level all over the face of the stationary level earth. Higher is drier and lighter color, lower is wetter, and all of that. They made fun of me at the Flat Earth Conference talking about we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it's just water seeking its level. Millions of views of the biggest channels in the world at the time making fun of me. I don't mind. I leveraged the infrastructure, all the resources I had available to reach the power structure of the world, including the architects of AI, robotics, finances, world government, all of that. What will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? Bam! what a mic drop that is. How beautiful. Now that's my friend Mark over there fishing. There he is. And then Jen and John. Got a motorized electric fishing cart there. So I'm going to zoom in and show you the humidity, fog there. See that? It's part of how it actually works. See the shadows and then the reflections. It's all part of this reality. So there are people that are reality deniers. If they're believing a lie, and I've told some of them that I know personally, you're believing these lies. The question is why? I've warned you. I've told you. And they'll go, oh no, that's you. Welcome to our world of wanting to tell deceived people the truth. It's really unpopular. However, the truth isn't popular, nor is it based on popular opinion or belief. It's simply the objective reality. So do you know it? Do you know Him? The truth is an identity. It's the Creator, the way, the truth, and the life. Ooh, I think I felt a crab in the water there, or a fish. So the sun is hitting my body, and I'm grounded in the water, rock solid. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? No, I'm rock solid. You can see the videos I'm in through the Flat Earth International Conference series. And in that I was interviewed by Logan Paul, mocked and made fun of, PewDiePie, not exactly normal, Vice News, all of that. I don't mind. It put my name and by extension my phone number out there to the world to consider the truth. And about it's closer to 5 years ago, I was bumped off of the X platform. I've been reinstated about a year ago. That was what I used to reach out to people that it would be hard to get close to them. I don't need to. I can just send them information and say, hey, you may want to consider this. I've done that. So like I say quite often, if you think I've missed something, got it wrong, or you just want to have a conversation, you could send me a link or give me a call. Or come out here on the beach if you want to. So I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. This is Robert Foertsch with the Truth Research Network, where I'm, not just me, we're exposing the truth and the deception, the truth tellers and the deceivers. It's going to require divine intervention to figure it out. So there you go. Thank you so much.